Hey friends, it's Laura. You have found Laura B. Flosstube. Thanks so much for joining me. Tonight I'm going to talk about some finishes, some whips, some starts, and April plans. Boy, do I have plans. So please stay tuned and we'll just get started right now. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to everyone who's liked and subscribed and followed me on YouTube and Instagram, and I have had a few people like find me on Facebook too. If you're interested, I have some public albums there that you can see the quilts and the cross stitch stuff that I finish. I don't share as much there with my finishes as I do on Instagram. But for quilts I do. For cross stitch I'm mostly on Instagram. For quilts I'm mostly on Facebook. I don't know how I divided that up in my own mind, but that's what you got. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm at like 670 subscribers, which is amazing. As a reminder, when I reach to 700, I'm going to give away at least one zipper pull. I think I'm going to be giving away a few zipper pulls to subscribers. So the thing is, when I have that video, when I have 700 subscribers, I'll mention it at the beginning of the video, and then you'll comment on that, and I'll do a drawing in the Flosstube immediately following. So right now we're at 670. So if you have stitchy friends that you feel would like hearing me ramble, please invite them to subscribe and like the videos and all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, let's get started. First of all, I want to share a couple of because I'm super excited about those. I've been working on the Pansy patch quilts and stitchery design. It's the houses on Peppermint Lane. Fat Quarter Shop is doing a stitch along with it, and I'm kind of using their dates as like a starting point for each of the houses. It seems like I'm not really sure. It's like I'm not really clear on what their dates are supposed to mean. I don't know if that's a date I'm supposed to have it done by or the date I'm starting it on. So I'm going with that's the date we're starting. So on the 26th, I started the sugar cookie house, but before that, I was working on the gingerbread house. And here's a picture of what it looks like on their pattern. And this is the second house in a series of 9 for the houses in Peppermint Lane. And I do have the gingerbread house finished. So excited about this. Now you may remember I'm doing the houses all as one stitch. I know some people that are doing the stitch along are doing like individual pillows or pin cushions or little framed pieces, things like that. I'm doing them as one stitch. So this is a huge piece of fabric, you guys, and I measured it out and it's like really gonna be close. Now, you know, I am trying to be a little smarter and give myself some extra room for framing and things. So here are my first two. That's the Peppermint house, as it says, and the gingerbread house. And I am using the called for DMC on this stitch. It's an 18 count Aida cloth that I tea stained, and I also used some rose quartz. I don't know if this lighting is going to show the pink highlights in it very well, but anyway, that's what I have done, and I do have a little bit more than that done, but I'm going to make you wait. We'll come back to this one in just a few minutes. Okay, so let's see, what else do I have? I had a sticky note in the way. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this. So I'm trying to get 6 of the Prairie Schooler Santas done this year. And I'm a little behind. I'm just gonna say that. But this is my first finish for 2023. This is the 2017 Prairie Schooler Santa. He is stitched on 14 count Dirty Aida, which I believe is a Witchell. Hang on, because I just did something today that's gonna help me with this. I'll show, and actually I have something really cool to show you at the end. I'm gonna show a couple like tools and goodies, and I'm going to show you what I'm using here. Let's see, it is on, it's a Zweigart, sorry, a 14 count Dirty Aida by Zweigart, and like I said, this is the 2017 Santa. The next one that I'm going to be doing is the 1989. The other thing that I did, and I posted a picture, if you're on Facebook, I posted a photo in the Prairie Schoolers Santa group. I went back, I have 11 Santas done now. And that's probably 3 years worth of work. I wasn't really like setting goals or anything with those the first year or so. But I went back to all of those and stitched the date. I don't know, were you able to see the year on this? Let me see here. Hang on a second. If you can, let me show this close up. I stitched the year over there underneath the tree. And each one I'm doing a little differently and kind of deciding if I'm going to do it in a block or a vertical or a horizontal stitch for the year. All of them are going to be like the same size and same color for the years, but they, like the format of it is a little different. So that's the finish. All right, now next thing, whips. And this is like major progress. You know that I've been working, if you've been watching me, you know I have been working on the Count Your Stitches by Katie Nolan, the American Quilters cross stitch, for quite some time now. And oh my gosh, if you have not checked out her Etsy shop, make sure you do. Look for Count Your Stitches on Etsy. She just had a bunch of new releases and they are super cute, super, super cute. I have made some progress on this stitch. Last time I showed you, I was working on getting these lower left 6 flags done. They are all stitched. So look at this. I'm so happy about this. So I have 6 flags left to go. So in April, the way I've decided to break this down, April, I'm going to do the 6 blue squares. That's the goal. And I'm working on it for 3 days. In 3 days' time, I should be able to get those 6 squares done. If not, then I will continue working on it. If I get them done before the 3 days, then I'll start on the white stripes. And that just puts me a little ahead for May. And then May, I will do the white stripes for all 6 of this lower right quadrant. And then in June, I will do the red, which means it will be ready to frame and display for the 4th of July. Yay! I'm so, so happy. I honestly have to tell you that when I started this and noticed how many half stitches were in this stitch, I was just like, oh, what have I gotten myself into? This is going to be a lot of work. And it has been. It's a lot. It's on 18 count, which I'm so sorry. I'm really bad about not telling you what fabrics and flosses and things I'm using. If you go back and if you follow me on Instagram, you can see a lot more than what I share in the floss tubes normally just because I forget. But it is on a 18 count gray by Witchell, I believe. And I'm using Anchor Floss and I just picked a red and a blue and a white. If you go way back on my Instagram, if you're interested, you can find the exact colors that I'm using for that. But that was started 4th of July last year. So the goal is to get it done to display by the 4th of July this year. All right. Then we have my birthday start. Yay! Right? Okay. So my birthday start this year is the Featherweight cross stitch by Margaret Lee. And I am so far in love with this stitch. Now I'm stitching this on a 28 count Monaco. This is the first time I've used a Monaco for stitching. And you can tell like by the way that it's really stiff, you guys. Like it's just kind of ridiculous how stiff it is. I'm not using a hoop or anything with this just because it is so stiff. So what I've done this month, well, I guess I've done all of this month because I started on the 5th of March. My birthday was the 6th. But I had plans that day, so I knew I wouldn't be able to stitch much on it that day. So I'm using DMC 991 as the teal color because I mentioned last time I wanted to match my Featherweight because I have a 1947 Featherweight that I want this to match. And I color matched it by taking my floss and laying them on the Featherweight and going, oh, that one's really similar. Yeah. So this is how far I've gotten this month, and hopefully by the end of April, I will have the machine done. I know it looks like, you know, me looking at it right now, I'm like, wow, that looks pretty good. But there's a lot of detail to do on the machine yet. And then there's a cute little pin cushion and all kinds of cute stuff that goes in a little thread spool and things like that that are sitting around on it. So that is my birthday start, the Featherweight cross stitch. And again, that's by Margaret Lee. She also has a Etsy shop. You can get the pattern at the Featherweight shop, and you can also get it directly from her on Etsy. All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Autumn Love. I showed this last time. I have not done anything else on Autumn Love since the last Flosstube. This is what I have done. I'm so sorry. It's so wrinkly and the light in here is not helping that at all tonight, but whatever. I am taking this with me on, we're leaving for Colorado tomorrow for like 5 days, I think, 5-6 days. So I plan on taking this with me, and I'll work on it in the car if I can. Otherwise, I'll work on it in the evenings when I have time. And I'm hoping to be able to fill in a couple of those boxes. And that is, this is on 28 count Lugana with the called for DMC, and it's an antique white Lugana. All right. Okay, start. Haha, I told you we'd be back to this one. So my start this time is the Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery Sugar Cookie House. That's chart 3, so it's house 3 of 9 in the series for the Peppermint Lane. I started this on Sunday, and I worked on it Sunday quite a bit, and then I worked on it again last night. You can tell that I've been working on it, I guess, hopefully. And I have the bottom border. Let's get this folded. All right. I have the bottom border. Sorry guys. Let me get my act together here. Oh my goodness. So much cloth. Okay. I have the bottom border, the side border, the divider between them, the little red and white divider down below, and a pretty good start on the house. So this is on, let's see, there we go. That's much better. This is on the 18 count tea stained and rose quartz dyed Ada cloth, and I'm using the called for DMC as I mentioned before, but this is my March start. And I will work on this again tonight, and then that's it until I think like the second week in April, and then I'll finish it up before the next one starts, obviously. Let's see. Because like I said, I'm taking Autumn Love with me to Colorado. And then after we get back from Colorado, I'll have the PinkerNPunkin Tulip House to do, which I'll show you the, oh my gosh, I'll show you the cloth for it in a few minutes. It's going to be amazing. I love it so much. And then I'm working on the flags and the Featherweight. Yeah, I'm not getting back into this until like the middle of April. So whatever I get done tonight is what gets done until like April 16th. I'm hoping I'll finish the house tonight. I should be able to finish the house, maybe. Depends. Depends how long it takes to upload the Flosstube. And eat. Eating is important to me. Oh, and I am using a Nerge hoop on those. I'm using the extra small Nerge hoop on that, just because that cloth is really soft. So the hoop is really helping me keep it in position so I can stitch a lot quicker with it. All right, I think that is, oh, April plans. Okay, the Sugar Cookie House. And then I have my PinkerNPunkin for April to show you. Since hopefully this will be like completely done before the next Flosstube. Here are my colors. And I am doing the Tulip House. Here is the if you're interested in the exact colors, I'll hold this up to you. And this again is a free pattern from Melissa at PinkerNPunkin Quilting. She has so many amazing designs. If you do not follow her blog, you need to subscribe and follow her blog. I do not, people, you know, okay, so people tell me all the time that I get so much done and I do so many things. And I'm telling you, Melissa is like leaps and bounds way above where I could ever dream to be. She has so many amazing posts, and she's stitching and she's sharing charts, and she does some embroidery, like some red work and green work. And then she also does quilts, and she decorates her hutch all adorable. Amazing stuff, people. So if you have not followed her, make sure you check out her blog. I'll put a link in the description box below. Follow her blog, subscribe to her updates, and check out her charts because they are so cute. I mean, there's just like so many different ones. I can't even tell you how many. I don't even know how many charts she has, and they're all free. It's ridiculous. She is an amazing, amazing, and gracious person. All right, so this is my fabric for the Tulip House. It's got a little crease in it, but you get the idea, right? Right. I did something a little different with this one. I folded the fabric like in a fan fold, and then I put it into a circle and put it in the dish, and then poured the dye on top of it, let it sit for a few minutes, took it out, rinsed it, folded it the opposite way in the fan fold, and put it in the dish, and dyed it again. And then I forgot. I mean, this is darker than I wanted. I still like it, and I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to look amazing, but it's darker than what I wanted. And this is with the rose quartz. But my husband needed some help with some things, and I just went to help him, and I kind of lost track of time and forgot that I had cloth dyeing. But, you know, it's all right. It's going to be fine. And so here are my colors again. Let me get this open. Put the cloth up here so you can see. So this will be really good. So again, this is the Tulip House by PinkerNPunkin Quilting. It's a free chart, so feel free to stitch along. I hope many of you are stitching along. I've seen a few people commenting on Instagram and using the hashtag, which is amazing. If you don't know the hashtag, it's the PinkerNPunkin 2023 SAL. And I have been tagging all of my posts that are for that. I'll also tag my Flosstube upload tonight when I upload it because of the stitch along. But join me, or you know, if you're not into the salt boxes, she has like a ton of other little things too. She has the cutest little sheep in this. It's like a mason jar. It's got 2 little sheep in it. Adorable. So I'm sure you can find something that you love and stitch along with me. It's fun. It's just kind of fun to encourage one another to try out a different designer or to do more of a certain designer if you really like them. So it's just a great way to kind of, you know, get outside of your normal cross stitching. All right. So that is, and I told you about the flags, and I mentioned that my next Santa is the 1989. After I get the sugar cookie house done, the next house is the tea house. You can look that up. I have links below to where you can get the charts for all of those. There is a chart on the Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery website. That is the borders and everything that I'm adding for like if you're going to do it in one stitch like I am. It's a free download. You can go get it. You probably need to get some magnifying glasses. It prints really small. I'm thinking I probably need to blow it up or something, because even when I did like the page views, some of the symbols are really hard to see. And it could definitely be my printer because my printer sucks. But anyway, that's what I'm going to say about that. All right, so that is all the stitchy stuff that I'm going to share. I do have a few quilt updates that I'm going to put in here. And And then that will be, yeah, and some fun tools and a live update, and then we're over. All right, so quilts. I worked ahead. I am not a patient person all the time. I know my husband is shocked. If he's watching this, he is shocked that I would admit that I'm not a patient person, but I'm not. The Sewcialites 2 quilt along is going on with Fat Quarter Shop, and their blocks are so cute. And I was current, and then I decided, I'm just gonna finish it. So I looked at the last blocks and I was like, oh, I can break those down and just put them together and I'll be done. And then I figured out my borders, and this, so this is the top, and I will take it to have it quilted, or I'll quilt it at my brother's at some point in time. That's what I'll say, at some point in time. So there is that. And then let me flip this. Oh, actually, here I also found this really cool pattern with Missouri Star Quilt Company. It's Charming on Point. It's such a cool concept the way they have you do this. So I've made 2 different Charming on Point quilt tops, and these are both for donation quilts for Angel Wings. It's the foster care Easter basket project that I work on every year. So what you do for the Charming on Point is that you actually sew, you need 72 5-inch squares, and you sew them in a 12 by 6 grid, or 6 by 12 grid. And then you cut from the corner down to the center, so you have 3 triangles, and then you sew them together into a square, and you get Charming on Point. And there's like no waste. And so then I just added a simple border, and it was done. These, I think they're around 44 or 45-inch square. And so these will also be quilted eventually at my brother's. So that's kind of fun. All right. My other update, I have all my fabrics for the Farmhouse Star. So I look forward to starting to cut that out and get that going. I have not done anything for the Sew Simple Shapes project yet. I plan on working on that this summer. I kind of just decided, okay, this summer I will focus on that because I don't have class this summer. So that will be a lot better and free up some time for me. And then I also have a friend, actually it's my husband's friend, he's mine too though, that we talked him into, he wanted a quilt, and he has a bunch of Crown Royal bags. So I'm trying to come up with a cute, simple design for that. I guess not cute, a cool, simple design for his Crown Royal bags. He's like, I don't want anything extra with them, just sew them together. And I'm just like, you need something extra or else it's just boring. But so we're trying to come to terms on that, to try to figure out what to do with that. But that's also on the agenda for things that I need to get done. Right now I have like 18 quilt tops to get quilted, and so I definitely need to make a couple trips down to my brother's to get that caught up. So my last quilt update would be on Calico Garden. So let me flip this around so you can see where I'm at. Okay, so I took the borders down because I was running out of real estate on my design wall. And so you can see that the Calico Garden, the little garden girl, she is together. She's not on fabric yet because that's all we were supposed to do. But she is watering the hollyhocks because she's a great gardener. And I also had the bee skep done there on the right. There is a tomato plant that goes between the bee skep and the potting shed. I worked ahead. The potting shed has not been released on the blog yet, but I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I can sew that together. So I don't think that I did the window and the door exactly the way that she had intended, but I'm okay with it. Whatever. I like the door, and it's together and it's adorable, and I'm happy with it. So that's where I'm at with the Calico Garden. And I worked ahead because I know that we were going to be out of town next week when the tomato block releases. So I'm going to be a little bit ahead just so I wouldn't have to play catch up like crazy to get that tomato. Because, oh my gosh, that tomato plant, there's a lot of little circles and a lot of vines and a lot to do. So it's kind of like the hollyhock was. So anyway, that's where I am with Calico Garden. And that's a design by Lori Holt. It's a sew along on her blog right now. There should be a link in the description box below. If not, just Google Calico Garden Lori Holt, and I'm sure it will pop up. Okay, so the last couple things that I want to show you, one is on my tablet. Hopefully this works out well. I use this app called ThreadStash to keep track of my cross-stitching projects. And let me get it. Hang on. Let me close it and reopen it because it's like, okay. So I use ThreadStash. Oh yeah, you can see that. It works. And basically, I go in there and I can, whoops. Right now I have it on just showing the projects that are not finished. You can like filter it so you don't see all your completed projects because I don't want to see all that clutter in there. But that way when I am doing these, I can go and look and see, oh, okay, well, I'm talking about the American Quilters cross stitch. And here at the top, you can put in what kind of floss you're using, which fabric you're using, how big the design is, when you started it. And then when it's completed, you also get a complete date up there. But then what's really cool is that not only for projects, but the thread box is what I think is awesome because you can go in. Oops, sorry guys, I hit the wrong button. You can go in and see what threads you have in your inventory and how many. And so if you're doing a project and you know, especially some projects that have like 40 different threads in them and you're not sure if you have them or not, if I went through and I caught up my inventory on all my DMC and Anchor, put all of them in there, and then when I'm looking at a project, I can see if I have them. If I have them, then I can add them to the project. It deducts it from my thread box. If I don't have it, I can put it on a shopping list. And then when I get to the store, I don't think I have anything on my shopping list, right? Oh, I do. I need to go shopping. Oh, goodness. Okay. So you can have threads on your shopping list. And then when you're at the store, you can just, shop your list. And then there's a place here where you can just add them to your thread box. So it takes them off the shopping list, puts them in your thread box, and you're good to go. So yeah, check it out. It's ThreadStash. I actually upgraded and did the premium, so I could do like a premium user. I think it was like $5. It wasn't that much money, and the developer is amazing. She if you leave a comment or something, or if you send her a message for some help or whatever, she's really quick to getting back to you. She's definitely open for suggestions and things. I noticed today that she added a conversion tool in there, so you can have, I should show you that, right? I should show you that. This conversion tool is really cool. So there's all these thread conversion charts in there. Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the button. There's thread conversion charts in there that will tell you, if you're looking at a pattern that's DMC, but you want to use Anchor, you can bring it up and find what the Anchor equivalent is. Or it's not just DMC and Anchor. There's also Sullivan's and Dimensions and JP Coats. So I'm sure that she'll probably be adding, hopefully she starts adding like Weeks, Dye Works, and some of the other, bougie threads, I guess I would say. So I think that people will really appreciate that too. But yeah, check it out. ThreadStash, awesome. The other thing I want to show you, my book arrived today, is Summer Memories, and it's Susan Aki. I think they're going to be doing a trunk show Friday. No, they did a trunk show. Fat Quarter Shop did a trunk show last Friday of all the quilts. They're supposed to be doing a show tomorrow, which is Wednesday, March 30th, of the cross stitch patterns, but I'm going to give you a little sneaky peeky. And careful not to show charts, but look at this. There's the cherry season. I love that tree. Love, love, love. And there are 10 cross stitch patterns in here, which honestly, I think the book was $20. The cross stitch patterns alone are worth it. So super cute. I love this one. This is the Free and Brave. This next one is called Freedom Flowers. It really reminds me of the Jeanette Douglas mini bouquets that I did last year. Super cute. And then, I'm not going to show all of these, but here's another one called Hope. I love that border. That border is amazing. I could see putting that border on some other things too. And then last, the one I'm going to share is called Proud and True. And again, they're just so pretty. And so you know, okay, so here's the chart or the picture of the design, right? This whole entire page over here is the chart. So they're really big charts. They're in color. They're easy to read. And I plan on stitching several of those. I'd like to get one of my big projects done first, but I may not. I may just be like, I'm stitching them. And because I don't think they take that long. They don't look like they take that long to do. They're all pretty small. So that's what I have. Oh, I do have a quick life update. This is kind of fun. So I'm graduating in May 13th with my Bachelor's of General Studies from University of Missouri in Columbia. Go Tigers. And I have been accepted into the master's program for learning technologies and design starting this fall. So I will be going for my master's. Crazy, right? Yeah, that was something that I kind of thought about doing, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm so tired of school. But at the same time, I feel like I want to move into a little bit of a different career path, and this is definitely going to help me get there. So this fall, I will be, but I'm taking it like really slow. I'm going to take like one class at a time, or maybe like two, but the second class is like a 1 hour credit. So they're like small, short classes. Yeah. So 30 hours later, I'll have my master's in learning technologies and design from the University of Missouri. Yay! 3-year plan, people, 3-year plan. So anyway, I hope you find some time to stitch and some time to relax and some time to have fun. And I will catch you in 2 weeks. Until then, please feel free to find me on Instagram, share what you're doing. Tag me if you are working on a design that I showed tonight that you would like to see, that, you'd like to show me what you're doing with it. And I definitely, I watch for those. So I will comment and I will talk to you soon.